Hey guys, it's Strawberry Elli here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about something I haven't really talking about that much on my channel, which will change now hopefully, and that is traveling. As many as you guys might know that I'm traveling right now, and I've actually been traveling for 8 months now, and it's been an amazing time. I started traveling last year in November with my best friend Brianna, and I went to a lot of different countries, a lot of places I've never seen before in the world. I've never been away for that long, so that is quite an experience, and that is something I want to share with you guys. So this video today is just all about traveling, what I've experienced the past months, and also how it changed me. So we just jump right into the topic. First of all, I want to say that I had the opportunity that I had a lot of time ahead, so I hadn't really anything planned out that much. Our first destination was Bali, and we didn't know how long we're gonna stay or where we are going next. We had that time ahead of us and we didn't know when we're gonna leave, and that is actually the best option and the best advice I can give you if you have the opportunity to do that, because you experience things so much more and you're so much more relaxed and you can just go with the flow. You can leave whenever you want to leave, whenever you think it's time, whenever you think you need a change. And obviously if you want to see different places, you're also able to experience so much more if you're not already thinking about your next destination. You're really in the now and you think about what do you want to do, and yeah, I would just say one step at a time, one place at a time. So I would say just experience the things as they come to you. Another thing is that I've seen a lot, like I went to a lot of different places, but it's not about seeing as many places as you want to, like going from one place to another and be in a rush. It's more about really experience that place. So I really valued that I had the time to settle down in some places. For example, I spent a lot of my time in Thailand. I also spent a big chunk of my time in Bali, and yeah, I spent there 3 to 4 weeks up to a month, and in just one place. So you actually go there and you feel like you're living there. I had time to settle down and get into routine. That could be get into an exercise routine, but also just know how to get around in terms of public transport, or just know how to where to buy your food at local markets, for example. And yeah, just where to meet people and hang out with people and places you like and places you want to see. In terms of when you stay one place for a longer period of time, that could even work out cheaper than going from one place to another. Because when I stayed in Chiang Mai, I rented an apartment, and that worked out quite cheaper than staying in an expensive hotel, for example, because you can get a deal, a monthly rent. You can also get an Airbnb or just go to hostels, or as we did it, to rent an apartment for a longer period of time. And it's also so much more experience what the locals actually do, because that was like an apartment complex where the locals live as well. There was a washing machine downstairs, there's a public pool, and you can rent your bikes in a closer place. You interact with the locals, you go to local markets instead of these expensive supermarkets, and you go around as someone who would actually live there. You use public transport. And another thing is also biking. So I rent a bike when I was in Thailand, and it's so much easier to get around, to go to markets, or yeah, just to meet other people. You're so much more flexible, and it works out at the end to be so much cheaper because you rent a bike for like a month, let's say, and it works out to be a such better deal than, I don't know, using the train every time. Yeah, just find out what's the easiest and the best option for you to get around, and then use that. So the most expensive is actually the flight to get somewhere. You meet other people, you hang out with them in parks, or you go to the beach, wherever you're at. And that is more important for me than spending money on activities you want to do or to do tourist things, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really spend that much when I'm actually settled down in a place, where when tourists do that, they spend money on activities or they go out to restaurants a lot, and I don't really do that. So the most money I spend on is actually on the flight or the transportation. You save money if you settle down and actually stay at one place for a longer period of time. So that's what I mostly did. Another thing of experience the culture and also just how to get around is when you were backpacking, and that's what I did. In my opinion, it is a lot of fun. You're more conscious with what you're actually taking with you, because it is the best when you travel as light as possible. I packed a lot less than I did last year when I went just for 1 month, even though I went for such a longer period of time. But you actually need less than you actually think. My advice is take less than you actually think you need. And I even still took too much, and I downsized while I was traveling. I get rid of a lot of stuff, a lot of shirts I just don't need, and things like don't travel with books. Just when you go to a place, just go to a library, for example, or buy a really cheap book and then just give it to someone or leave it at a place so someone else can read it, because these kind of things are kind of heavy. Also, just if you really forget something in terms of toiletries, or you really need like another shirt or some workout things or something like that, you can just buy it wherever you go. It's not a big deal. If you really need something, you just buy it instead of carrying it with you around all the time you're traveling. I really love backpacking over taking a suitcase, because you're so much easier to get around. And yeah, you just really realize that you don't really need a lot of stuff. And I have my backpack, and that's everything I have in there is basically what I need right now in my life. And that is really freeing as well. Just having just a small amount of things you own in that during that time, because you don't really need as much. It's more about what you're actually doing, what you experience, than the things you own. So I'm not really materialistic, and that's what I realized. I don't really want to talk too much about that, because I'm gonna make a separate video on that, about everything I took with me and just traveling light and minimalistic. So overall, I'd say leaving home and go to travel was one of the best choices I've ever made. I'm so happy that I did that for myself, because I experienced so much. Traveling can be challenging because it pushes you out of your comfort zone. But you know what people say about that, right? Life begins out of your comfort zone. And that is actually so true. Once you push yourself and just experience new things you've never thought you want to do, you actually grow. I've grown so much during the past months. I've built so many amazing relationships. I've met so many amazing people, hang out with the best people. I also learned a lot about myself, how I am with other people, how I react in different situations, how I react in different conflicts or problems when they come up, how I just be at different places when I don't have the comfort from being at home, when I just come to a completely new place and have to figure out how to get around, where I have to buy my food and just meet new people. It is challenging, but it is also a lot of fun, and it's such a good experience just for yourself. As I said, I've grown so much. I've learned a lot about myself. I value the people I have in my life right now, and I value the support I have. Whenever I get anxious or I don't know what to do, I just go within myself and know the people I have in my life, and I just know that I can call them, and everything isn't not such a big deal as you might think it is in the first place. And just don't stress as much and just go with the flow. And that's actually what I did. And that's why I value my experience so much, because I went in there with a completely open mindset to, just be in the moment, be in the now, and just experience everything as much as I possibly can. And I've seen a lot, but the world is so big and obviously I want to see so much more. I just love traveling so much. If that's something for you, just try it. Just go out there, go in the world and just do it. In terms of savings, a lot of people ask me what I've saved up, or isn't that so much money you spend, and isn't that so expensive? And obviously you spend quite a bit of money, but as I said, most of the expensive is the flights. So if you want to just go out there and see something different, just choose one place, travel there, and just go around, meet new people. Traveling can be for everyone different. For me, it's just experience and meet new people and just be in another culture and just eat different food, things like that. That is important for me, and that's exactly what I did. And I saved up beforehand. The past years I saved up from money I got for birthdays or occasions and things like that, and obviously I worked, so I saved up money and I used that. And when you use your own money, you value it so much more. You want to spend as little money as possible on things you don't really need, but when you have to get around, eventually you have to spend money. But for example, I don't go out to eat and don't go to expensive touristy things. I spend my money really mindfully and only the things I really need. I don't buy things I don't need. I don't buy a lot of clothes and things like that. Spending your money on traveling is one of the best things, in my opinion, that you can do, because you gain so much more. You learn so much about yourself. You will learn so much about different cultures, different people. You meet new people. It is such an experience. You gain so much more than you actually lose. And that's everything I want to say in this video. Obviously, if you have any questions, just leave them down below. You can always ask me questions, and you can stay in touch with me on my social media. I'm going to link down below as always. And for that, that's everything I wanted to say in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Yeah, I hope this channel is gonna be more travel related. I hope you already got a little glimpse of it, but traveling is one of my biggest passions and I want to share that with you guys. And I see you in my next video. Bye guys. Yeah, I guess it's not too bad. I mean, it's healthy for you, so what do you expect?